is going on, y'all? It is your girl Janiqua A, and I am back with another reading for you guys. If no one told you guys today, I love you, and I know all your dreams and aspirations matter because they do. I'm hearing something is adding up. All right? Something is adding up. There's a resource, or I don't know if it's money. This could be connections, but there's something that you overlooked that you now have in your possession where things are adding up now. I'm getting 2 + 2 + 4. 2 + 2 is 4. All right, so you've overlooked something that you now have in your hands or in your possession that is making something double or adding value. Okay? You are becoming. Something is growing. All right? You are becoming. Bold moves only. All right? People can't walk even a mile in your shoes. And right now, you are being called to move bold. All right, in your actions. All right, literally everything is moving according to plan, and you are being called to proceed. All right, not with caution, but with confidence. All right now, your current situation is calling for bold moves only because you have what you need right now. All right, you have what you need right now. Okay, is what it's giving. Hold on, y'all. Bold moves only. All right. Right now, your future and your current situation is being determined and shaped by your bravery. All right. By your bravery. I also feel like you are coming out of something more strong. And a lot of people, all right, probably are shocked of how bold your actions are. Right now in your current situation, you weren't meant to be playing no small. You weren't meant to be playing small. You were meant to be taking leaps of faith right now. Okay? This is speaking about your inner fire. All right? And you may have been at a crossroads, right? Or holding back, or something could have been held back from you. Where now you've obtained it, or it's on the way, and it has you moving correct. It has you moving bold. All right? So whatever that was withheld intentionally, or you overlooked, baby, you have it, or it's on the way. Okay? Let's get more into your reading and see what this is all about. Something has added up. The Fool card. Spirit, give me more on this energy. The King of Cups. The King of Cups to the Three of Wands. Y'all, this is somebody that loves you. All right. This is somebody that is assisting you emotionally. This is somebody where their heart has been softened by God. King of Cups. All right. You having this presence around you has you feeling confident, or it should. Okay, Spirit, give me more on this King of Cups. God has softened somebody's heart, is what I'm seeing right now with this King of Cups. The World card. The World card. Okay, also, this could be somebody that try to love bomb you, all right? Or you may have found out some sort of truth that somebody was hiding, all right? And with this information, something has added up to make you bold and confident to move forward and close out a cycle. So take that how it resonates, but let's move on in your reading. Spirit, give me more on this King of Cups and this World card. The Eight of Pentacles. Something done added up, all right, and counting you out of something, all right, trying to withhold something that made you stronger, all right? If this was somebody you was relying on for resources or to help you do something that you was already building, you didn't need them anyway, okay? You didn't need them anyway because something done added up. All right, and counting you out was the worst thing that they could have done. All right, I'm seeing somebody, I don't know why I'm getting this message, but I'm seeing somebody feeling like you couldn't do something without their resources. And that could have been the worst thought they had. All right, you may have thought you needed somebody to assist you in whatever you was already building. For some of you guys, all you needed was support, and they couldn't even give you that. All right, I don't see you asking for money here. All right, I see you are already in a very profitable energy, Eight of Pentacles. But there's some sort of assistance that was needed from a specific person where they may have withheld it from you, the World card. All right, I see traveling. I see you traveling for work or you needing some physical resource to get you from point A to point B. And right now, whatever God has shown you, because right now I'm looking at you are becoming. All right, see, a lot of people don't see that. A lot of people do not see who you really are and why you were relying on them, King of Cups. It's looking like emotional support. Is what I'm seeing with this King of Cups. But whatever that didn't add up is now adding up. And it has you moving bold. Okay? Somebody did bad math counting you out. All right? Somebody did bad math on counting you out. Spirit, give me more on this energy. The Six of Pentacles. All right? You got what you need. All right? You got what you need. All right? Somebody, I don't know if somebody tried to withhold, somebody tried to breadcrumb you, somebody think that you needed some assistance somehow. But with the Eight of Pentacles to the Six of Pentacles, it's here. And that's why bold moves only. All right? You don't need somebody always in their feelings. You don't need somebody always too emotional about something. Because as soon as that happens and you recognize that and close out that cycle, Spirit brings in you. Spirit brings in a new resource. Somebody is being replaced. Okay, somebody is being replaced, y'all. You may have thought they could do what you needed to be done, but the reason why Spirit has showed you, I don't really know your situation, but Spirit showed you that you did not need somebody. You may have thought you needed them. You may have even thought they was doing something out of the kindness of their heart and they wasn't. I'm so sorry. And that's why Spirit said, close out that cycle. All right, I needed to show you where people's heart is at. Okay, is what I'm seeing. Because as soon as you acknowledge something, I don't know why this King of Cups is giving me like emotional, like, oh, if you don't feed their emotions, or as soon as they get mad, they become manipulative. All right, this was somebody too in their emotions and got replaced. All right, and now that you move forward without them, they want to come and apologize. Absolutely not. I wouldn't advise you to accept no apologies right now. Let those people stay there. All right, because once they counted you out, right? Once they felt like you couldn't do something without their support, that's where they went wrong. All right, and because God is showing somebody. All right, God is showing somebody that not only can you do it without them, but you can do it better, because the support is here. Whatever you need it, whether you need it, the Pentacles is not just money. It's time, it's resources, it's connections, it's support. Sometimes people take that too far, y'all. All right? I see you already doing something big. You needed to move around somebody. All right? And once you move forward boldly, okay, the assistance comes in. But I'm going to be real with y'all. Somebody counted you out. All right? Something wasn't adding up. And it's looking like you chose to close out that cycle with somebody and focus on your career, focus on your resources, and focus on how you was going to accumulate whatever that you was trying to do. 6 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. And right now you have the support and the assistance, the attention and the connections you need. It's coming in. And you're about to feel real confident. Okay? Spirit, give me more on this energy. Y'all reading's been real good. Okay? Also, with this full moon and Scorpio that just passed on the 1st, all right, it done revealed a lot of people's intentions. All right, because I see that you had a lot of people around you trying to show you love, all right, and trying to show you emotional support that really had a motive. This was not genuine. Okay? Yeah, look, the Knight of Wands to the Queen of Cups to the Ten of Swords. Absolutely not. Also, there is somebody that thought you was naive about their hidden motives and intentions. All right? That's what I see. And this bold move that you are about to make because of the resource that you needed is now in, all right? It's going to literally show somebody and put them in their feelings, because it's going to show them that they was never needed anyway. God was just trying to show you that that person, you can't trust everybody. The Sun card, all right? Things are definitely exposed, honey. All right, and right now, whatever resource this is, not only is it balanced, not only is it fair, but it's making you feel real happy. Yeah, all right, the sun is shining on your resources right now, and the resources that you specifically need to build or to continue building this life, the World card. Right now, the world is in your hands, and you really need to acknowledge it. You need to acknowledge that a lot of people that you think that's coming in with love and support and kindness really got an ulterior motive. And that's what this Scorpio moon is looking like. It showed you. Whatever that was hidden is now exposed. And the sun is giving you the confidence. The sun is giving you the vitality that you need as Empress. Baby. Big Mama. The Tower. All right. Whatever you are about to do, all right, it's definitely, see, a lot of people don't understand when you are being called to help somebody and you are choosing to have an ulterior motive, like, oh, I'm only going to do this to get this. Once you realize and once you make that bold move to close out that cycle and keep going without somebody, all right, it calls a tower for that same person that was supposed to help but was rather breadcrumbing you. I'm sorry, the Empress does not need the King of Cups. All right, actually, the Empress could be her own King of Cups. I'm also seeing You was too much. Somebody, all right, hold on. This King of Cups is speaking volumes right now. All right. This King of Cups, first of all, you was too much woman. All right. And also, if you did not know, this King of Cups was intimidated by you. And the more you ask, like the Empress is okay with asking for things. All right. She feels like she deserves it. Okay. The more you kept asking or bringing forth opportunity to somebody to work with you, all right, they felt like the help. All right, somebody was definitely insecure because I don't know, you've collaborated with somebody. The Six of Pentacles to the Eight of Pentacles to the King of Cups to the Empress, that's like a collaboration that is supposed to spark. It is supposed to blow. This is somebody who was also supposed to be breaking bread with, and whole time, baby, they were intimidated. So I feel like once they started to be intimidated, but also God exposed who you really are to somebody, and that's when the intimidating started. Like they was intimidated. So they felt like if they breadcrumbed you or they withheld some form of resource that they thought you needed from them. See, Spirit is saying you are the Empress. Wherever you go, the grass will always be greener. You are the green grass. All right? Wherever you go, you will always receive the help you need because of who you are. Somebody got way over. Somebody got too over their head. And right now, with this bold action as Empress, you are taking moving forward. All right? It's about to expose who you really were and how much you did not need them, but also how much they would have benefited off of being genuine. And you closing out a cycle, all right? You closing out that chapter with a King of Cups, all right? I don't see the lovers. I see this as somebody, or the Two of Cups. This is somebody you were supposed to be breaking bread with. This is somebody you were supposed to be collaborating with, like a team. But this King of Cups thought that they was bigger than the program. I see that. And once you close out this cycle, or once you be like, you not needed no more, or once you ghost them, I see that too. Okay? They are going to instantly realize they were not bigger than the program. They were not bigger than you. And sometimes people feel like that. Sometimes you are hidden in plain sight because God wants to see how somebody is going to act before they are exposed to who you really are. And right now, somebody thought that they was bigger than the program. Somebody thought because they was collaborating with you, I don't know if they thought you needed them. But once they counted you out, that's when they went wrong. Now their whole foundation is crumbling. Now they gonna need you. Somebody is about to need you right now, and you are being called to say, absolutely not. Because what was needed from them, you have without them. It was a test for them. And somebody failed miserably. So again, I don't see love here. I don't see a relationship. I see a collab. I see like teamwork supposed to make the dream work. All right. Somebody was real selfish and somebody was too much of in their feelings. I'm hearing a B. Son, you can't have, this was not a masculine in a masculine energy. All right. They was too much in their feelings. For real. And envious. So they thought, oh, let me withhold and let them beg. First of all, they wanted you to beg for something. The Six of Pentacles. I'm seeing y'all as this. All right? I'm seeing whatever the agreement was. All right? The Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles is like work. Whatever the agreement was, they literally they probably would have gave it to you, but they wanted you to beg. And right now, as Empress to the Sun, you are not in that energy. So you learned a lot about whoever this King of Cups is because you did not beg, which they wanted you to because they wanted you to feed their ego. And that could have been the worst thing that they've done because now you are being exposed to them who you really are. And that's Empress. The Tower. All right, look, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Y'all, they're about to take a turn for the worse. All right, treating you like this is what I'm seeing, y'all. Their whole life is about to take a detour. All right, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. That's the devil. They are not in a state of mind yet. When you are in devil energy, you still are trying to manipulate. You still are trying to feed your ego. Right now, whoever this is that you was collaborating with, they felt very above the world around you. But they did not want to tell you that. They done messed up their whole bag, y'all, for trying to breadcrumb you in some sort of collaboration. Look, because you were not a fool. Oh my gosh. These cards are really telling a story. This King of Cups counted you out. They were very jealous. They were very envious. And it's looking like they did not want to give their end of the bargain, because it's looking like they felt like if they do their end, or if they do what they promised, that you will be above them. Let me tell you, whoever this was, they may have been nice to you. They may have been loving at first, but whatever you are acknowledging now, you are seeing that all of that was a fake. All of that was a lie. I'm so sorry. These cards will tell you. All right, somebody was secretly envious of you, believe it or not. And I'm just saying, whatever that was supposed to shift, whatever y'all agreed on, Six of Pentacles, they did not keep their end of the bargain, because they knew if they did, they felt like you would be above them. And once they felt like that, they made the worst decision of their life. All right, they made the worst decision of their life, because now their whole situation is being flipped upside down. Be careful around this person is what I'm hearing. All right, because right now this King of Cups going through a Tower and a Wheel of Fortune in reverse, that is going to make somebody pissed off. This is somebody that is not emotionally mature. They cannot regulate their emotions. And with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse to the Tower, they are about to be very angry. They are about to be very much in their feelings. So be careful around this person. I'm going to say, you don't have to take my advice, but be careful, because somebody thought you was a fool and you went the opposite way and you did a detour and made a way. The Empress and the Emperor, they make their own way. Once they see you not who you claim it to be, or once they see that you are breadcrumbing them on the low and not keeping your end of the bargain or wanting you to beg, all right, they move right around and make something happen. Hold on, y'all. I stopped that beep, so if y'all hear that beep, I'm so sorry. I just stopped it. But I'm being called to tell you to protect your energy, all right? Pay close attention to when you go out or when you go run errands, because somebody is about to be pissed off. And this is somebody that is not mature in their emotions. Okay? This is somebody that is not mature in their emotions. They are about to be heated. They are about to be very much in their feelings, because not only did you accomplish, or you will accomplish boldly, what you have set out to do, but their foundation is crumbling. All right, things are going to start happening to their vehicle. If they have a car, things are going to start happening to their home, their health, everything. The Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. Whatever that was supposed to turn around in their life, because you was in it, is now being reversed. And they are not going to be happy. So watch your surroundings with this person. All right, keep your head on a swivel. All right, because you was not a fool. Look, what did I say? The Four of Swords is saying somebody is pissed. Somebody does not have no peace. That's what happens when you fumble an Empress or Emperor, especially at work or especially in a collaboration. Y'all, their services is not needed no more. They had a chance. They had a chance to collab with you. And they thought they was bigger than the program because they was in their ego and their feelings. All right, they thought that if they breadcrumb you or you beg for something, that's the only way they will feel on top of the world. This was not a masculine, a true masculine. This was a, I can't even say it. All right. So yeah, that's X'd out. All right. And once they counted you out, that's where. All right. Somebody also is not good in finances. All right. This is somebody, God is showing you that you was never meant to collab with them. All right, somebody came in as a sweetheart only to benefit. All right, somebody also tried to humble you. Okay, you cannot humble an empress. So what's the closing out messages? All right, aside from you making something happen where you are going to feel on top of the world without somebody. All right, remember, keep your head on a swivel. The Queen of Pentacles, exactly. All right, the Queen of Pentacles. This is your bag. You needed somebody. You try to put somebody on is what I'm seeing too. All right, the Queen of Pentacles to the Empress. Absolutely not. All right, they have no business being with you and or collaborating with you. King of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, and Reverse Tower. They would have messed up everything for you because they was too much in their feelings. So I love you guys and I'm out.